Hi everybody, this is Blossom. So, I just wanted to pop in quickly, say hello, and I'm back and I had a wonderful holiday. It was really fun. I had a great time, but yeah, I'm still kind of a little bit on a YouTube break. But on the other hand, I also did already another video that is ready to upload. I don't know when I'm gonna upload it. I don't know why, but I hesitate a little bit to do so. Not because of the what the video is about, but just in general, because I don't want to go in already, if you know what I mean. But I also realized that, yeah, the summer solstice is here, and I did a tarot spread for myself, and I also wanted to share it. So I thought, okay, so doing a video like this as first, a bit more casual. Uh, yeah, can you say it like that? I don't know. Maybe a good idea. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm sharing my spread with you. However, as you can see, I sit on the floor in the garden because I did something silly. Well, I didn't do anything really, but I completely threw my back out. Oh, God, really? Well, yeah, let me shoo her away. There we go. Bye bye, cat. Thank you. Thank you. You know, that's when you want to do it casual, so you're gonna end up with casual. Yeah. So what I want to say is I completely threw my back out, and this is like the only comfortable position I could find, sitting here cross-legged and slightly tilted. I didn't have that since a very long time. I know when I was a teenager I had problems with my back more often, but not really now, so I don't know really what happened. I had, you know, really must did it something wrong. Yeah, so that's that. I actually think I should rest a bit, but I also want to get it out now, this spread. So let's just start with the first card, the layout. Really, I didn't pay attention to it today because I just wanted to lay the cards down somehow, crawling in pain. So it really doesn't matter, just let's go immediately to the first card. Now, card number one. The question is, what is growing fast in my life at this time? And oh yeah, for this reading I used the Chrysalis Tarot. And I just purchased this on my vacation, and it's as for those who know the deck, it is very different from Rider-Waite-Smith. Yeah, and I always allow myself one deck when I'm on vacation that I'm not sure about, and I wasn't sure about, and this is my first reading, so I prepared in front already a little bit. So, and as you can see, for this question, what is growing fast in my life at this time, I got the Eight of Stones, and this card indicates that change is coming. So this is definitely true, and that I'm looking forward to a successful time. That would be wonderful. So new ideas will manifest, and in this card we can also see Stonehenge, and the guidebook suggests that this reminds us that the boundaries that we set on ourselves are only illusions, and we are encouraged to let our imagination take over to discover the deeper mysteries. And this is also true for me because I did set myself a few limitations over the last weeks, which is not really in my interest. But I don't know, really, you know, you sometimes do silly things like that because life, you know. But yeah, so it is time for me to discover things more freely again. And in the guidebook, it also says that the standing stones or stone circles are also a reminder of the importance to stay grounded during this. To stay grounded, and especially I think because there's so much happening at this time in my life, so there's a lot of change, nothing bad, it's just everything, you know, everything changes a little bit, and so when so many things are moving and the wheels are turning, it is a reminder for me to find also a certain anchor point in my life, something I can rely on and find kind of a safe place that I can always turn back. So I think that's already a beautiful message. So now for card number 2, the question is, where do I need to focus my creative energy? Because it's kind of all over the place. And this is actually a really interesting card to get. So I mentioned this already. At this point, I have many ideas for new creative projects. So this includes videos, not only just for this channel, not just heroines, but also different videos. Many other projects are photography. I really want to go in more again and be more professional about it. And then there's also painting and creating a tarot and an oracle deck at the same time. Bad idea. And I'm also working on a new course on fairy. So this will be available at some point on my homepage for those who are interested in it. I really wanted to, instead of just doing, one YouTube video, then another one that is not really it seems like they don't really work together, and I don't get the information out that I want to. So this course will have written text and videos and audio lessons and kind of stuff like that, so that it's more a cohesive course for fairy. And yeah, I'm working on that as well. So most of these projects require either an intellectual approach or a very technical approach. But this card reminds me that I need to balance the material world with the spiritual world. So weave in that magic again, and instead of just focus on the technicalities and really be the focus on that. And especially I feel with video making a bit as well that I get very technical. Not on this video now, don't worry, I don't think this is a great video. This is just, doing a spread. But in general, and also with my photography, I started to get very technical about it. And there's always a bit of a difference. Do I just want to capture the magic, or do I go, very technical about it because I have a basic knowledge about photography? So yeah, and this reminds me of the balance to bring in more spirit maybe. And it also indicates that I hold on to too many things, as you can see. And her hair is all crazy, and everything is completely entangled, and yeah, so for me that says that I need to prioritize and to focus on one task at a time, as it should, right? And yeah, and not muddling everything together. But I am somebody who actually likes doing that, having more projects at the same time. However, let's move on to the next card. So, card number 3. The question is the best way to recover and regain energy. And there we have the golden flower. And again, the best way to regain my energy is to bring in more harmony into my life. Again, we see in this card that more balance is needed, and the blending of things, of the material, of the spiritual, also maybe between projects, if you know what I mean. So at this time, it is important for me to take more time to meditate and contemplate, and however I do that, take more time to do my journeys, I would guess. And I also need to allow myself to become still for a while in order to recover. So this is difficult for me, like for now example, you know, with a back that is hurting and you can't barely move and you still think you have to do a video, that is actually a very dumb idea. So at this point I just should allow myself to become still and, you know, just enjoy doing nothing, but I can't. I just go crazy. I did that now for 3 hours and I'm like, wow. And other people really enjoy that. I hate it. I get so frustrated when I can't do anything, so I thought, you know, do something while you can sit. Yeah. So I also have to think, because for me becoming really inactive is not a thing, so but I have to learn when it's right to be active and when to be passive. It's such a joke. It's such a joke that I'm telling you right now. Because like I say, I should really be passive and inactive now. But now I started, now I follow through here. So let's go to the next card. So card number 4 is the question, how can I use the power of the sun? And interesting. So here we have the 5 of stones. And yeah, I had some strong realizations during some of the underworld journeys I did in my vacation. And this card reminds me of a particular moment while I was sitting in the stone circle of Boscanun. So I write it down here because it's written differently than it's pronounced. So if you want to look that up, it's a beautiful circle. Whenever you're in Cornwall, go and visit. But it's also a very more untouched circle. Not many people visit. So be respectful, people, because I feel very strongly about this one. However, so I am somebody, as you might know or not, I'm struggling with strong feelings of, you know, feeling worthless, never being good enough, and this is an issue, this is a thing that's going on for so long, and it has its ups and downs, and I'm really at a low point at the moment. I'm really feeling bad about myself. I don't know really where it's coming from, but it's really down at the moment. Weirdly enough, I thought it wouldn't be, but it is. However, so in this circle, I've made contact with a certain being, and this being sheds some light on certain issues. So I will not go in detail here, as those things are pretty personal, but I'm definitely reminded to bring the energy and the strength of the sun right back to this moment, and those also to these moments where I feel so low and whenever I feel so isolated again. And yeah, remind that experience with this, be reminded and remember, sorry, remember this experience with this being. There we go. Now let's move on to the next card. So here the question is, where do I need to start fresh? And I have the 3 of spirals, or spirals. You never know that. Correct me. So again, this card is a reminder to slow things down. And at the beginning of this year, this was my main goal, to go easy, not to stress myself. And, you know, to let things develop on their own time. Like this 7 of Pentacles is my card of the year. But I'm also so full of ideas that I really just want to work on them and bring them to life. And I actually really enjoy the work, but still it often leaves me exhausted. And I do too many things at the same time, as I mentioned already. So even if I want to express myself through my creative work, I need to go back to card 2 and 3 and yeah, definitely slow things down a little bit, distance. And what I think is important is to distance myself from time to time, to see the things from a different perspective, and maybe even ask for help, as I can't do everything by myself, and if it's something that nobody can help me with, that's super possible, then allow myself more time. But yeah, I still think that creative energy is still there, and I just need to tackle this energy a little bit different. And then card number 6 is what shouldn't I take with me in the second half of the year? And there we have the 8 of Scrolls, and I think I don't have to talk a lot about it. So this card is very clear in its message. I need to leave behind the constant worrying and getting caught up in my own thoughts, and I need to start to trust my intuition and really follow my heart again. This is what I take from this card. And then we come already to card number 7, the last card. And there the question is, what achievements can I be proud of and celebrate? And I have ravens. And this card talks about cutting through illusions, and this is definitely a thing that I did, especially on my spiritual path. So I did cut through many illusions, and many things became clearer to me, and I found a way to be much more aware and mindful of the mysteries that are surrounding me, and also, yeah, to see through them and to see through certain ideas that are very much out there, to really, really tackle it down. This is not my truth. This is not how I see the world, and this is not so confusing to me anymore. And I feel like I discovered some essential truth on my path. And yeah, so even now, if there are some bumps on the road, I still think that I am on the exact right path where I should be, and I only have to follow my own advice at this time. And yeah, I should really follow my own advice. My husband tells me all the time to do that. I also have to keep in mind that renewal happens from the inside, and only then it will manifest on the outside. So I can celebrate already that small changes and those changes from the inside that I achieved on my journey. And what is also interesting is in this deck, the Magician card is also associated with the Trickster energy, which is an energy I work quite closely with at this time. And I'm also reminded of another being that I've made contact with during one of my underworld journeys. So this could also indicate to strengthen this connection. And yeah, kind of yeah, you did it. It's not easy to make a connection with that being. I don't start, telling people which deities or beings or whatever I made. I don't know. I feel like at this point right now, just right now, it is not for me to shout it out there. So yeah, that is my reading. So I show you the back of the card still. I really hope that this is a tarot spread that you can use at this time of the year and that this is helpful. So if you want to use this as a tag, feel free to do so. Did I set that? I don't know. So it's Summer Solstice tarot spread. But I think, actually, when I look at the questions right now, I think it works really fine for the winter solstice as well. Why shouldn't it, right? So, and with that being said, I wish all of you a happy summer solstice or a happy winter solstice. I love both those times, I really do. I think they are wonderful times. They're just it's so fairy for me. It's a celebration with fairy. And yeah, have a great time. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Much love and many blessings, and bye bye.